July is here, and today we're going to be going over my Summerween plans. We're going to be going over my TBR for July, my spooky crochet I have planned, and even a fun little concept for an art piece that I want to do this month. Sonnet here. I hope you're having a fantastic summer so far. How are you doing today? Welcome to July. So it seems that Summerween is in full swing and everyone is celebrating getting into the spooky mood, and I decided to join in on the fun this year. Now, sure, reading all the spooky books and watching all the spooky movies and doing all the spooky decor hunting in summer is so fun, and I really love watching everyone do their little Summerween thing that they like to do. But to be totally honest, I do a lot of Halloween stuff in July to prepare for craft season. So craft season kind of kicks off in October. I have my first big craft fair on October 2nd this year. So if I don't start making Halloween fall themed things now, I'm not gonna have any time or any product to sell once the spooky season kind of really starts, right? So I typically do create Halloween crochet and artwork and things like that in the summer anyway, but I thought it would be really fun this year to then throw in some spooky reads and things along in there. Now, I have mentioned this before, but I am a giant wimp these days. I can't watch scary movies anymore. I can't read scary books, you know, too much, and anything really spooky, I can't handle. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. However, I'm slowly trying to dip my toe back into the horror, thriller, spooky pool. So this month's TBR is going to be pretty middle grade heavy, and that is because I want to be able to sleep at night. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into July's TBR. First up, we have The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Now listen, I have had this on my TBR for like 10 years. When I was still into scary, spooky things, I wanted to read this book and I never got around to it, but this is the year that we're doing it. The Graveyard Book is about a young boy named Nobody, or Bod, who loses his family in a pretty brutal way, and he is then reared by the occupants of a nearby graveyard. Sounds really heavy, but again, I have been wanting to read this one for so long, and I'm really looking forward to it. Next up, we have The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Okay, I've been seeing this book everywhere, and people generally really enjoy it, so I'm intrigued. I figured I would branch outside of my comfort zone for this one. It is, I guess, pretty intense, but I'm excited to see what all the hype is about. Essentially, this is a story of a woman who is in an isolated beach house, and she reads a novel and doesn't care for it. So she leaves a negative review. Well, the author of this novel is extremely sensitive and extremely dangerous. So crazy things happen, I guess. Again, this is my most anticipated read of the month. I can't wait to read this one, and I hope I'm not traumatized. Third, we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I wanted to throw a classic in there, and well, I don't think you can get any more classic than Frankenstein. I have read this book before, and in fact, this is my copy that I read when I was maybe 16, 17, and it still has all my little annotations in there. So I'm really excited to go back through and reread this one, see what little old me thought way back when I read this, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time revisiting this one. It's been too long since I have read Frankenstein. We all know this story. This is the book published in 1818 by Mary Shelley about a scientist and how his creation becomes a monster. Next up, we have Small Spaces by Kathleen Arden. This is a middle grade book about an 11-year-old named Ollie who loves to read, and one day she saves a book from being thrown into the river. As she begins to read this book, she discovers the chilling tale of the Smiling Man. So spooky. Now, not gonna lie, this kind of plot in like movies and things and books is what really gives me nightmares. So even though it's a middle grade book, I'm kind of anxious about this one. We'll see how it goes. Number 5 is a Darcy Coates book, The Fullcroft Goats. Goats? The Fullcroft Goats. The Fullcroft Goats. The Fullcroft Ghosts. I have wanted to read a Darcy Coates novel for a long time, and welp, this is the month I'm finally doing it. This is the story of Tara and Kyle, and they are sent to live with their grandparents after their mother is hospitalized. They quickly discover that something is going on in the house, and their grandparents start to behave erratically. Pretty spooky. The last book on my TBR is What Lives in the Woods by Lindsay Curry. This is a middle grade book about a young girl who goes to stay in a decrepit mansion for a month and quickly learns that there is something out there in the woods trying to get her. This book keeps getting compared to R.L. Stine Goosebump books, which was kind of intriguing to me. Now, I didn't read a ton of Goosebumps as a kid, but I read a lot of Fear Street. So you have this book being compared to R.L. Stine, and I was like, you know what? This might just be perfect for me. I'm excited for this one. I think it sounds kind of spooky, but it also sounds like it might be a nice palette cleanser after some of the other titles on this month's list. Now, I do have 2 backup titles in case there is time remaining in the month. And the first one is Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. Now, again, like Darcy Coates, I have wanted to read a Grady Hendrix book for a long time. And this one seems to be a little bit more on the lighter side when it comes to content. This one is described as a parody of the horrors of working in a store such as IKEA. So that sounds fascinating. It has me intrigued. So I'm hoping that I do maybe get to this one. I'd like to see what this one is about. And then lastly, we have the graphic novel Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is a collection of short stories in a graphic novel form, and people seem to really enjoy this one. So I'm hoping to pick this one up this month as well. That's it for my TBR this month, but let's go ahead and actually talk about the projects I plan to crochet in the month of July. Again, the whole purpose of me doing Summerween this month is to prepare for my craft fair in October. So the plan this month is to create as many Halloween and fall crochet, amigurumi, and crochet items as I possibly can. I'm not going to set a specific goal for how many amigurumi pieces I want to crochet, but let me share with you some of the patterns that I do have that I'm really looking forward to making soon. So I have all of my Halloween crochet here in a little folder. We have these adorable Ami balls, which is a Dracula, Scrump, a pumpkin, and a Frankenstein. These are so cute. I made the Scrump last year and I turned Scrump into a keychain, which was really fun. So I look forward to creating some of those. Look at this adorable bat by Super Cute Design. Super Cute Design is one of my favorite crochet artists, and look at this bat. Oh my goodness. And the little candies, what? So stinking cute. I have this little candy rat that I want to make. Adorable. We also have this Sam gnome. So cute. Trick or Treat is probably my all-time favorite Halloween movie. It is the horror movie that I can watch without being scared and that doesn't give me nightmares. I watch it at least twice a year. I love it. And this little gnome, so stinking cute. Adorable little pumpkin man. These Halloween cupcakes, also by Super Cute Design. So stinking cute. I made the ghost, the bat, and the candy corn one last year, and they all sold, so I'm excited to remake them and then add this little kitty and the pumpkin as well. So excited to make those. We have this poison apple crochet pattern as well, which I have wanted to make for so long, but I just haven't. Maybe this is the year. And again, cute little pumpkin ghost. We have this adorable Sally doll that I would love to make. Just so many. We have another Sam pattern. I did make this Sam pattern last year and he also sold. He was one of my favorite amigurumi I have ever made. So I can't wait to make another one. And then of course we have more bats. All of the bats to crochet. Look at this one, the little fluffy one. Oh, so stinking cute. But out of all of the Halloween amigurumi, the one that I am definitely going to be putting as my must complete for the month of July is this little monster doll. Look at how cute she is. I am so excited to crochet her while I'm reading Frankenstein. It's going to be perfect. So that is all the amigurumi that I have that I'll hopefully be making some of those this month. But I also wanted to talk about my art project of the month, which I'm super excited for. And that is my cute little horror character that I make every year. Every year I take a horror icon and I make an adorable artwork surrounding that character because, again, I used to love scary movies. I just can't watch them anymore. So I figured, why not make them cute, and then maybe I can not be so scared. So I have done Michael Myers in the past, Jason, Freddy, Sam, Pennywise. That one's probably my favorite one I've done so far. And this year I am looking forward to making a Ghostface version. I don't think you can get any more iconic than Ghostface when it comes to a horror movie character, and I can't wait to include a adorable little phone in there somehow. I do plan on doing a vlog this month surrounding all of the spooky books and crochet and artwork that I am making, so keep an eye out for that. And that's it for me today. Tell me, what are you reading? Are you reading anything spooky or thrilling right now? I want to know. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Stay spooky, and I'll see you all a little later. Bye.